One. Hey, Zach,
Alex, how you doing?
and welcome to our
Let's just shut up.
podcast.
All right, shut up.
I'm doing all right, Zach. Another day here across the pond in the UK. There was actually an announcement about COVID, but I didn't even check it because whatever. Next week, everyone's staying at home anyway because no one really works from Christmas until the 4th, really, in the UK. So
Yeah,
things are pretty low key here. How are things in the Berg?
I'm finding that out as well. I'm technically working, but it's just real slow. Every email I send, I get an out of office for somebody in my company or in another company I work with. So I've been sitting around reading my book a lot. So it's been a pretty chill week, really. Got a half day tomorrow for the New Year's. Should be a good
Nice,
time.
nice. What book are you reading?
It's called Ant Kind. I just got it for Christmas by Charlie Kaufman, who is a celebrated screenwriter. This is his first novel, so it's pretty interesting. It's about this film critic who finds this movie that's never been seen by anyone. It's like an amateur film, and he says it's like the best film of all time. It gets destroyed in this fire, and he tries to recreate it, and it's a little mind bending. It's fun. It's funny. I've laughed out loud multiple times. So I'd highly recommend it.
What's it called again?
Ant Kind. Like
Ant
the
Kind.
ant, like the insect kind, like Kind.
Yes,
The
yeah,
opposite
yeah.
of you.
I was thinking of I thought you were gonna have some sort of like Marvel Ant-Man spin-off.
Mm.
But what you described sounds much more interesting.
Yeah, it's very good. He makes fun of a lot of movies in it. If you're a movie buff, I would suggest it.
All right, you heard that here first, folks. Ant Kind. Pick it up, Barnes and Noble, if they still exist.
I think Barnes and Noble might be out of business pretty soon.
Uh, so today's the 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st. New Year's Eve. Say goodbye to 2020. How are you bringing in the new year, Zach?
um, pretty low key. Just gonna hang out with my pod at my apartment. Do a little traditional food, a little pork and sauerkraut, a little kibasi. Some good Polish classics there for my heritage. Maybe a little appetizers. We're planning on making some Moscow mules, different flavors. So it should be a pretty good time. How about you? We got any traditions over there in Britain? How does England celebrate New Year's Eve? Is it different? Pretty much same. Drinks, food.
Oh yeah, we also have 24 hours in a day. So at midnight we'll be on to the next year. Uh, um, not really sure. I did spend New Year's 2018 here in London, actually, visiting a friend. So this is actually my second New Year's here in the UK, but obviously very different this year. But we're just gonna take it easy. My roommate's gonna have his pod over, as you said. I like that word pod. It's good.
Yeah,
Um, and we'll cook a little dinner and bring in the new year.
that sounds great, man. What's on the menu? Do you know? I know your roommate's a pretty good chef, right?
I'm
Anything?
very much the sous chef here.
Do a lot of chopping.
My my housemate Andrea, is a really good cook. Worked in hospitality forever from Italy, so he's got the got the experience over me. So I'm sure he'll have something fantastic.
That sounds great. We'll have to get a review of it. The next podcast, have to review your dinner for us. Maybe we'll hear some of that deliciousness. I don't think ours is going to be that good. We're looking for a crock pot style ease over here.
I tell you what, nothing wrong with some sauerkraut. That's good stuff.
It's a tradition. It's supposed to bring good luck. I think that's where it comes from. But it didn't really work last year. So my mom always used to serve the pork and sauerkraut and the
Oh,
kibasi. It's a very like. I think it comes from Europe, the actual tradition. I'm not sure on that one, but um, yeah, but it should be a good time, man. You got any New Year's resolutions on the docket for 2021? Just
ooh,
survive,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm thinking about doing some different things. I don't know how hardcore I want to go into it, but I think just adapting to the new lifestyle. Like I can build a good routine and like just drinking more water, um, having a better diet. Nothing crazy, just like the same ones that I've had year after year, probably.
Yeah, that's I like that. That's good, man. Mine's pretty similar. I'm trying to well, the only big one I really gonna try to do is less online shopping for clothes. That's been one of my big vices here in quarantine. You know, you're sitting around bored on your phone. You don't have money, like you're not spending money at the bar. So I'm just like shopping online. It's not good. It's not good.
I'm really dumbfounded by that, Zach.
Yeah.
Uh, as someone who is wearing the same pants for 8 days in a row, why would you buy new clothes?
Yeah, I don't get it. I think it's the boredom, and I see the like, I'm saving money from not going out and doing like concerts and bars, what I used to do, kind of stuff like that. So like I see my money spending, I'm like, oh, I have extra money to spend, and it's like some kind of psychological thing. I get these emails about sales, and I've really fell into the black hole of it, man. I really got to stop it. It's been bad. I'll tell you, those Instagram ads get me every time. I'm like, oh, this looks good. I'll click on it. Like my click rate must be 100%. I'm like
So
an advertiser's dream.
you're the guy buying the sports jogging pants on Instagram.
Yeah,
That's you.
that's why they keep popping up, man. I'm fueling them. I am keeping them alive.
This is your fault. Okay, great. Fantastic. That's a definitely something you should work on. Yes.
Yeah. Let me see. I had another one written down here, but my CTE is acting up today.
No, tell me about it. Yeah, have you heard of the 75 hard challenge?
Yeah, I haven't seen that on TikTok. Um,
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying it. I don't know if I do all 75 days, but maybe for January.
so
75 days is a long time, dude. No?
it's like a checklist of things you have to complete every day, right? That's how it
Yeah,
works.
there's like a few rules. You have to follow a diet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what makes me a little suspicious of it is it's basically from this supplement company fitness guy. So he's
Mm,
just gonna peddle his stuff. But the
yeah.
ideology behind it is cool. It's follow a diet. You drink 1 gallon of water every day, 4 liters almost.
Yeah, that's definitely
For
helpful. I
all
think.
our European listeners out there, uh, um, you have to have 2 workouts a day that are 45 minutes each, one outside, one inside. And it can just be walking, but as long you have to be outside and inside,
That's
and
a
you have
nice
to take
benefit there. I like that they make you go outside.
definitely you have to take a picture every day, and you have to read at least 10 pages every day.
I like
Um,
that. I mean, that was my other resolution. Now you bring that up is read more. I want to read every day, so that's definitely on mine
yeah.
as well.
I think with the home lifestyle, you could do it relatively easily.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. I think the hardest part for me personally would be the diet because I don't follow like a
Yeah,
strict diet. I just kind of like try to stay in somewhat of a deficit and eat kind of wholly. But I eat like when there's Christmas, I eat cookies or
of
if
course, of
yeah.
course.
So
Yeah.
that would be the hardest part for me because I saw it has to be like a very like you can't mess up the diet even once. Like you can't have like a cheat day. And sometimes I use my weekends as like a cheat day. So
Sure.
I think that would be the most difficult part. What do you think is the hardest one on there?
Yeah, diet would definitely be the hardest for me as well. But my understanding is it's your diet. So I was thinking of saying to myself, like, okay, you can have like something sweet once a week, or like something that's not, and but one thing is no alcohol as well. I know that's hard for some people, but it's your diet essentially. So uh, you can bend that part a little bit to however you want. I'm sure you'd still get crazy results um, if you actually did it 75 days. So I'm considering doing it. I'm a little bit on the fence, to be honest, because it's a big commitment.
That is a big commitment.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things like I think small incremental changes help you build up your mindset more of getting to like a big change where if you set this lofty goal and you fail once, I think it has a bad influence on you.
Yeah, you want to have slow wins that build momentum.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like small little
Yeah.
everyday wins, every small little goals is like a mindset that helps me. So I think that's where I would struggle with that. It's like it's too big and lofty. Like there's too many restrictions on it.
It would require serious planning. Like I would have to plan my days around these activities.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just weird with the I'm starting the semester as well, my new semester on Monday, so then my whole schedule is going to be like pretty wonky, you know?
Right.
Um,
That's
so I don't know.
that's the part where it gets tough. But another one I would add to that, I think, is what I want to do is journal every day. I've been starting to try to journal a little bit more, and I find that helps my mindset a lot too. So I've been trying to implicate that in my day. Read, journal, no clothes. Those are my three for 2021.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, journaling can be really helpful. Um, yeah, I usually only do it like when I'm in my own head heavily, but I think
Mm-hmm.
regularly doing it would give crazy benefits. Maybe like would give you more consistent mindset rather than having these steep highs and low lows.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, right? Just to have a consistent kind of base level of happiness or satisfaction. You know, you're not always yearning for something else or not stuck in the past worried about what happened. So I think that's what the benefit of journaling is. It keeps you more in the moment. That's the ultimate goal, at least for me.
Absolutely. Be more present
Yeah.
is a skill that I have yet to master.
It's very hard. It's very hard, especially in our current environment with all the social media and everything's pulling your attention 20 different ways, you know?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Maybe we'll add meditate every day on there, huh? That could be beneficial. 5 minutes
Yeah,
meditation.
I need to get on that. I haven't done it in a couple days.
I'm gonna add that to my little list here.
Oh, you're writing a list right now. I
I
like
got
it.
a list on my phone, yeah.
Good man. I'm saving the planning for last minute.
Perfect. Just the way you like to do it.
You'll be updated next week. Chow's New Year's resolutions. So make sure you tune in, folks.
I can't wait to hear that.
And how many I've failed already.
That's always the worst when you fail it the same day.
Man.
All right. Moving on to New Year's. What do you think the NFL is going to do in the new year, man? We got the first games of 2021 coming up this weekend. Any on your list to watch or bet on?
Well, uh, one of the most historic rivalries in not only pro football, college football, European football, Pee Wee, eighth grade football included. One of the greatest rivalries is Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears. I
Mm-hmm.
believe it's a Sunday afternoon game. Uh, and it doesn't really matter for the Packers, is my understanding. I think they might be able to clinch the number one seed if they win, but don't quote me on that. But I know if the Bears win, they are in, believe it or not. What?
Really?
It seems impossible. I know from all we've heard coming out of the Windy City, but if they win, they're in. They destroyed the Jaguars last week. They won big the week before. Trubisky has been on fire out
Trubisky's
of
the real deal,
nowhere.
huh?
He's the last 2 weeks, I guess. Uh, yeah, he's got him in a win, and you're in game week 17. I mean,
What a game, man. That's got to be the best game on the schedule this week.
I believe there's another NFC East championship game, essentially, with
The Washington
Washington.
football team and Eagles, right?
Yeah,
That'll
so
be a fun.
that's
That's a Sunday night game. That's going to be a good one to watch.
you're right. That is Sunday night. So the Eagles could get in the playoffs with a 5-10-1 record.
That's despicable. I'll tell you. The NFC East should just be like divvied up. Like get rid of the teams, send their players out to somebody.
5 wins is pathetic. Come
And the
on.
Washington football team just got rid of their number one draft pick last year, right?
Yeah, they just released Dwayne Haskins on Tuesday or Monday, I think.
That is
Um,
crazy because he broke a COVID protocol like for the second or third time. I think that's my understanding.
Yes, you are totally correct. He broke a COVID protocol, and it wasn't like he met with his uncle or something. He was at a strip club, maskless, after he got benched in a game that they lost. And he followed that up by getting benched for a guy named Taylor Heineke, who I believe is an Old Dominion quarterback.
Wow, Old
So,
Dominion product. You don't see those very
yeah,
often.
go Monarchs. Uh, yeah, and so I think that's a wrap for Dwayne Haskins, the former 15th overall pick in the draft.
Could be another
At least
story
his,
of one of the NFL's biggest busts, huh? A little This is Marcus Russell action for you.
I think we're trending that way. We'll see if he can turn it around or not.
I mean, I'm sure a team will give him a chance as even just a backup. There's NFL's always at need for quarterbacks. Somebody will give him a chance, and we'll see if you can make anything of it.
Yeah, I think next year he'll be back somewhere. He's young.
Yeah,
Um, Speaking of this, this is a very like football junkies thing. Um, there's something called the fan controlled
I
league.
was just reading about this today. Johnny Football is joining it.
Yes, the website I'm writing for, we're gonna write about it.
Really?
Yeah, we had this chat. It's a Facebook group with like 6 people, right?
Yeah.
And this one guy, it's like the second time he brought it up, right? He's like, "Are we gonna do the fan controlled league?" And kind of the CEO was like, "Yeah, do it. Winning content, everything's a lot of people aren't playing. Like, do it, you
Right.
know." And one guy was like, "I'm not a fan of the fan controlled league." And I didn't even know anything about it. I've read like 3 sentences on it, but I know Johnny Manziel joined this league.
I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw the article today that Johnny Manziel joined it.
What the heck is it, dude?
So it's some kind of like weird combination of like football and esports. Somehow, like I don't know how the logistics work, but the fans draft the
VR?
players kind of like fantasy football style. I think like so the teams change every week, from what I understand. Or maybe they have a draft at the beginning of the year. I'm not sure, but and then they like help call the plays. Like they do like live polls and stuff.
Hail Mary, baby.
I'm married. Forward every time.
Dude, I'm gonna be on there voting for four verse
Forwards
every
every time.
play. Fourth and 50.
Forwards.
It's gonna work, man. Just wait.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how the logistics work. I am very interested to watch that though. It's going to be pretty entertaining, I think.
Dude, we need to read more about this. This is
Yeah.
wild.
Coming next week, preview episode, we're going to do a rundown of the fan controlled league, how it
Yeah,
works, where
you
to
heard it
watch it.
here first. We are the official podcast of the Fan Control League.
Ah,
Apparently,
sponsor us.
Quavo, Mike Tyson, and Marshawn Lynch have all signed deals to be team owners. Is what I'm reading.
Wow. I would like to be on Marshawn's team.
The teams are going to be on Twitch. Of course they are. Um, wow, Johnny Manziel, good for him, man. Back in the game.
That's crazy how big esports is making it, man. Like they've thought about even making like esports like a pro sport almost.
Yeah, it's huge. I think especially with younger generation.
Yeah, like I mean,
Wild.
even like cities are starting to get their own esports teams and stuff like that. It's crazy.
What? Really?
Yeah, like
Like
Pittsburgh has their
Pittsburgh?
own esports team. I think Wiz Khalifa sponsors it or something.
Of course. That's fantastic news, man. I mean, esports blew up. Freaking video games are huge right now. Twitch is huge. One of the things I regret with all my NCAA football stuff is uh, I should have made a Twitch and just played a dynasty. I bet people would have watched.
I don't. Do they have like how old is Twitch? Did they even have it when you were doing that?
No, but I could have done it this summer.
Yeah,
I
you
could have
could have.
easily done it. I had
I'm
time as
sure there's
well.
people who stream NCAA football. That's a classic game.
It is. Alex Kaufman was streaming NCAA 14 football.
Alex Kaufman, a local radio and TV personality in
Yeah.
Ohio. Wow.
Shout out Alex Kaufman. I didn't watch. You were doing the Dynasty Boston College, I believe. I'll be tuning in next week.
We'll have a review on the podcast. Maybe we could bring him on. We'll see if we can get him. That might be a tough get for us.
Yeah. I mean, what was the Barstool guy, Coach Doug's? That blew up. That was huge.
Yeah. Maybe we should get on Twitch.
Yeah, we could do it. I have NCAA. Do you have a PS3?
I don't, but I could probably procure one from eBay or something, right?
Yeah, I have NCAA 14. I can send to you.
Okay. So that is what's hardest to find. Those NCAA games go for like $60 used.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to sell it for 100 right now. It's on eBay, but
Yeah?
no bids right now
No
for some
bids,
reason.
man? Maybe do you want me to shadow bid it up?
Yeah, I would just buy it.
I have nowhere to play it, so
Come on, you bought the shorts. You can buy NCAA 14.
I wonder if the PS5. I know it's backwards compatible. I don't know if it works for PS3 games.
I think there'll be a new NCAA football. It's someday. It's too big
If
not
they
to.
start playing the players somehow, if they can pay the players through it, it'll happen. That's why it got taken down.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing all these corporations like reaching deals with the colleges. Like Madden, you can now play as like 5 or 6 universities.
Mm,
Same thing with NBA 2K. Disney just did a movie about a Clemson safety, and like Clemson is all in the movie.
I did see that. I think
So
it's
I
the
think you could
problem is the
reach a
player's
deal with.
likeness is not. It's not like getting the team license.
Ah,
It's using the player's likeness. That's what the problem was because the players sued EA Sports or whatever.
I see. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Um, hmm.
Speaking
Couldn't
of
you just? Yeah. Anyway.
speaking speaking of college football, Chow, who do you got favored this weekend in the college football playoff?
Well, it's a big matchup. I tell you what. You got one team, they've been fighting hard all season long. You got another team, bouncing, pandemic, pride in their institution, academics, and football. I'm gonna take the Tigers to win it all.
The Tigers for a nice little repeat, huh?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I like Bama. They're looking hot this season. And Nick Saban's a winner. I'll tell you that. Nick Saban does not like to lose. I think they're gonna blow out Notre Dame. First of all, Notre Dame has no business being in there. That might be biased as a Pitt fan, but Notre Dame has zero business being in this thing. And I think Clemson's going to handle Ohio State handily. So I definitely got Alabama at Clemson um, in the final. But that's going to be a good game. That's going to be fun to watch. Alabama Clemson.
When is that game?
The actual championship, I
No,
believe
the semifinal.
it's this weekend. So we have
Ooh.
it's Friday. They're both on Friday. The Rose Bowl's at 4 and the Sugar Bowl's at 8.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Very cool. At 4 and 8.
Yeah, so
Okay, I can watch the 4 o'clock game.
Rose Bowl's Alabama Notre Dame, and then the Sugar Bowl's Clemson Ohio State. Might have to watch the replay of that one next morning.
Yeah, yeah. I can watch Notre Dame get blown out over here with the 5 hour difference.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I love
Yeah,
watching Notre Dame get blown out. That's one of my favorite
yeah.
pastimes.
I've watched zero college football this season, but
I was watching a little bit of the Bulls yesterday just for something to do, and they were not very fun to watch, honestly. It was Miami and Oklahoma State. It was actually a close game, but not that fun. Speaking of football, Malchow, let's go into the real leagues here. Euro football, what's going across the pond? What's going on in the leagues?
a
You're
little
an
scoop.
insider
Okay,
expert. Little Adam Scheffner of EuroLeague. What do you got for us?
breaking news! Breaking news! You heard it here first. AFI reports Nico Lester signs with the Badalona Drags for his second tour. Yeah, Badalona fans know him well. He came back uh, after spending 5 games with them earlier this year before the Spanish league folded because of COVID. In
Mm,
these 5 games, Nico was a force, man. Nico went on. He's an established veteran in Europe, and I think the Drags are going to be running away with the Spanish league, quite honestly, unless the rumors are true. about Madrid and Jadadrian Clark.
So Madrid and Dranian Clark. What's the rumor there, huh?
Jadrian, excuse me. Jadrian Clark, former Weber State quarterback, has played only in Germany and Austria in the past for really powerhouse programs. Now he heads over to Spain. For our listeners who don't follow European football, uh,
None of them,
football in
clearly. I mean, this is a European
Spain,
football podcast.
yeah, you're right. Spain is a much lower level of football when you compare it to Germany or Austria. Germany and Austria, you could compare to really top high school programs or small college programs in the States. And maybe the top team in Spain could compete with the German teams, but at the league as a whole is a lower level of football. So look for Nico Lester, who comes from playing in better leagues, and Jadrian Clark, who's only played at FCS level and top level in Europe, to tear it up.
So you're saying Spain is a lower league? That surprised me. As big a country Spain is, what are they just too focused on soccer? What's the insight there? Why aren't they a high level league?
I think there's less of an American influence. I think the fact that there's a lot of American bases in Germany after the Second World War really
Mm,
boosted up Germany and their just interest in football, period. If you look at NFL Europe's success, all of their most successful teams were not
Germany.
in London, not in Spain, not in Italy. They were in Germany,
Mm.
in part because the Americanization that happened in the 1950s. Over
That's
300,000 American troops, occupying
right.
Germany.
That's an interesting little history tidbit for us there, Alex. That's a great insight.
Sure thing. So anyway, they'll be back um, in 2 weeks, I believe. The Spanish league will start back up. So there'll be some football to cover then for us, but look for Jadrian Clark signing. Not official yet, okay? So don't quote me on it, but the rumor mill is a turning. So
Oh man,
okay,
the
if I was
rumor mill.
Schefter, I would put it out.
You got your ear to the ground. I get your sources telling. I like that, Macho. That's some investigative journal work right there. That's what we're all about on.
Maybe
All right, shut up.
maybe I should start a Twitter called Euro Schefter.
I think it's a great idea. We are the official podcast of European football.
I love it, man.
We're
I love it.
looking to sponsor, for our listeners who don't know this, we're looking to sponsor a European championship. We take the best team of every Euro league and you put them in a bracket for a championship. Why is that not happening now, Alex? So can you give us some insight on that?
People have tried to do this in the past. There was a tournament called the Big Six that ran for many years, but some teams that were really good didn't want to compete for whatever reason. Um, a lot of these teams don't make a lot of money. They rely on sponsorships to just stay afloat, and travel costs can be expensive. So far, recently, the most successful league is called the Central European League. It acts as sort of a Champions League in soccer terms, sort of. So a team will play their domestic season and in off weeks play in the Cephal League. So, for
Mm,
example, one team that competed in this is the Swarco Raiders of Innsbruck, Austria, one of the great teams in Europe. They played a team in Italy. They could have played a team in the London Warriors up here. And if things had kept going, they could have maybe played even as far as Finland. Um, so there are some leads like this, but uh, the entry of teams is not structural. It's whoever can enter will, and whoever has enough resume. You know,
mm.
um, So we'll see. The big thing is there's a new league that's supposed to start this year called ELF, European League of Football.
Hmm.
But it doesn't. I just don't see it happening. They haven't announced all their teams yet, and it's almost a new year. Uh, I'm a little skeptical at this point.
The work's not in, huh? They haven't put the work in.
Yeah, they have some really famous people backing it in Germany. One guy is a former NFL player. Um, he played for the Colts. Warner is his name. Bjorn Warner was
Mm.
a high draft pick, German guy, first round pick from Florida State. Was basically a bust for the Colts. Essentially, played like 5 years in the league and was out. But he's kind of the face of the NFL in Germany. He's doing their TV broadcasts and everything. Anyway, I'm off on a rant here, but we'll see what the new league has to offer.
No, that was some great info, man. I appreciate your insights there on the Euro League. We're definitely gonna check in on that every week, um, because that's what the listeners want, clearly. But I think what we got to do is we're gonna find the funding for a all Euro championship. Take the best team every league. We're gonna look for some funders. If you're out there, send us a link. You can email us at awmauchow at gmail.com.
Absolutely. I will accept pictures.
All right.
So Zach, how's the feet been? You been running it all in the snow? What's your routine been like the last week?
Yeah, I've been actually running a lot in the snow. I actually through my addiction to online shopping, I bought some all weather running shoes. So they're very good for the snow and sleet and rain. So they've been doing a great job actually. But I did something to my foot, man. It's hurting. It only hurts when I put on my running shoe. It's so weird. Like I tighten my running shoe and the top of my foot just hurts so bad. I have no idea what to do. It doesn't hurt when I walk. It literally only where I wear my running shoe. I don't know if it's some kind of weird like mental thing, but I've had a little bit of hurt foot. Little I did a 4K today for all you European fans out there. Um, Probably gonna hit a speed run up tomorrow. How about you? You've been keeping up with the running?
Yeah, I ran today. I did the cold run, Nike Bennett cold run.
Mm,
So it was 45 minutes, which for me is pretty long. I usually do like
that's
about 30.
that's a far run, yeah.
So I did not a crazy pace. It was like 7.5K. But I was pretty tired after that.
Yeah, that's a substantial run. You know what's crazy to me about running is if you look at how many calories you burn, it's an insane amount in such a short amount of time.
Dude, it said I burned 729 calories
Yeah,
in
that's
this
only
run.
45 minutes. There's no other
Yeah,
exercise in the world you can burn that much calories that quickly. You know, I burned
yeah.
300 today in like 23 minutes.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna take the rest of the week off and Sunday try a 10K.
nice. 10Ks are good. That's a very accomplished feeling after that run. Like it's a very good pace, good distance. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna plan out a little route and go for it.
That's I did some virtual races in the fall that were 10Ks and they're pretty fun. I think you're gonna enjoy that.
What was your time?
I think my average pace was in the 720s. I can look it up for you. I
Okay, so you can take it slow.
think it was about 45,
Is
45,
that a
46
mile
minutes.
or a kilometer
That's a
when you say
mile.
average
That's a
pace?
mile. My
Yeah,
bad.
okay.
I don't know what my kilometer per time is.
Yeah, dude, it's fast then. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. Uh, yeah, I don't really care what my time is. I just want to do it.
No,
Burn like a ton of
it's
calories.
not
Yeah.
about the time on the watch, man. It's about finishing. It's about starting and finishing. Just that
No,
feeling of accomplishment you have after that, that's unparalleled.
yeah. No, I'm not really. I pay attention to the pace. Like sometimes I see like, oh, today I ran slower, today I ran faster, but I just see like a little improvement, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Like I had a run the other day. I ran, and I felt like I ran pretty slow. Like, but I was kind of sore. Whatever. Who cares? At least I did it.
Right.
And then I looked, and I was like, oh, it was actually
Faster than
faster
you
than
thought.
than last time. That doesn't make any sense,
Yeah, that's a cool
So it
feeling.
felt good. Yeah,
Yeah, and it helps with
definitely.
soreness too. It's we're big proponents of running here on the All Right Shut Up podcast.
I got that right. We'll let you know how my 10K goes from the
Yeah, well,
hospital bed.
yeah, we'll see what the time is, huh? I
Over or
just
under 1 hour. Get your bets in.
I think you could do 1 hour. I would take the under on that for sure.
Okay. uh, uh, so Steelers came back with a big win, Zach. Big comeback win against
They did, man.
uh, the Colts. That's right. The Colts came
And
back
some would say
huge victory.
classic Big Ben fashion, a nail biter to the end. He loves to do that to you. But it was good to see, man. It was good to see you get another win against a really good team. So makes me feel good going in the playoffs. We're probably going to lose to the Brownies, though. Unfortunately, we're starting Mason Rudolph. Give Big Ben his first actual week of rest the whole season. So the old man needs some time to heal up.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of great memes about Rudolph coming back against the Browns. It's great.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be another fight ensued. He'd probably just start Duck instead to avoid the fight.
Yeah, really. He's better anyway.
I I could firmly believe that. We actually have a decent third string now. We re-picked up Joshua Dobbs. He used to be our backup before Mason. He's actually decent.
He's fast.
Tennessee product. Yeah, he's good. I like Josh Dobbs. I'd much rather have
Yeah.
him than Mason.
I mean, if you're gonna have a guy that sucks, at least get an athletic guy that sucks,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
want a fast guy, man. You need Cordell Stewart back there. Mike
Yeah.
Vick, our old backup. I want somebody like that.
It's at least fun to watch, even if he can't complete a
Yeah,
pass.
he's like a playmaker. It's not you just watch him go back there and get sacked or throw a pick. At least he can run.
Hey, maybe you can pick up Dwayne Haskins.
Before this, people were saying the Steelers for trade for him. So I would be surprised maybe the Steelers pick up Dwayne in the offseason.
I remember in the offseason, this past offseason, Cam Newton to the Steelers was a big rumor.
Yeah, that would have been sick. But I don't think they didn't want to give up on Ben yet because that would have been too much like who they're going to start, Cam or Ben. It'd be all this drama. I think Ben's got probably this year, maybe one more year after this left in him, and after that, it's gonna be on to the next guy. And the Steelers probably gonna suck for a while. Honestly, they're probably gonna have a pretty bad lull. So gotta enjoy
Yeah.
it while you can.
Maybe Big Ben will play in the European League of Football, or the fan controlled league.
I would love to see him play the fan control league. I'd be hitting on forwards on there every game. See what his arms
Quarterback
got
power.
like. Quarterback sneak every time.
Yeah. They probably give you like an option. You type ABC, you
That's
know.
what I was
I'm s-
thinking. It's like a
you
Twitter
couldn't
poll or
just
something.
say you couldn't just say like, okay, what I want to do is you
Yeah.
pull and get the outside linebacker, then you
Oh, it would
do it
take
that
too
way.
long. Yeah. I'm sure there's some kind of like multiple choice like plays that make sense.
Imagine being a defender for that league. Like you're like, okay, these guys run 6 plays.
Yeah, somebody on the sideline looking up the Twitter poll like, watch power.
I think it's 7-on-7 though. I don't think it's real football, like
Oh, you're
11-on-11.
right. It is 7-on-7. I did read that.
That's better, probably.
There's
I
no way
mean,
they could do real football with bank control.
yeah, that would be wild, dude. I'll definitely check it out. Do you know when it starts? Probably not for a while because of COVID. Um,
I think it was like the spring, I want to say.
yeah. I'm feeling optimistic about this summer, man. At least here in the UK. They just approved the local UK the local vaccine from Oxford.
I did see
Um,
that. And they approved the other one from AstraZeneca, or is that the same one?
I think they're two separate ones.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
feel good about summer too. Seems like there'll be like 4 or 5 vaccines approved by then probably, and I think most of people who want a vaccine will be able to get vaccinated by then. So I think it's going to be a somewhat open summer, and we already proved last summer was way better for cases because people are outside and doesn't do as well in the heat. So I think we're going to have a pretty good looking summer. At least that's what I'm hopeful for.
Me too. I'm also hopeful for that. It's gonna be great. Um, yeah, man. Haven't thought about it that much because it's not like worth planning yet. But
Yeah, exactly.
uh, yeah, I've been having very micro little approach really recently. Like just think about this week.
Yeah, just think about the stay.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's definitely helped me get through the pandemic, man. You can't think big picture because it's just kind of daunting.
So Zach, tell us about your hat, man. I got a comment on your hat. This guy, I turn on the video. I see him in a dark room with only the light of the computer showing me his face, with a hat that looks like it's about 8 sizes too big that says "No problemo."
I don't think it's too big. Maybe I just have to add the little snapback on the back. But yeah, I picked this up in my online shopping addiction as well.
Lovely.
Comes from
Love
a
it.
brand called Katan, Katin. They have some cool branded hats. They have other general menswear items, but yeah, it's some cool worded hats that I'd like to pick up. Big on the hat game lately. I don't like to do my hair very often since I work from home. I just throw a hat on every day. I can tell, Alex, you don't like to do your hair either.
No, I don't. I
You
need a
just
haircut.
forego the hat though. You just live life like that, huh?
Dude, YOLO. Nah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? If I go outside, have to make a public appearance, maybe I'll put like some little gel in it. But I mean, I bought this thing of gel and I used like maybe 2 scoops of it,
Right.
because either I'll just put it on a hat or say fuck it and just look
Fuck it.
weird.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you don't know that many people over there. I like it, man. You're just living your best life.
who cares, man? You know, I I found that a lot of people is in the UK, they're kind of reserved, but if you kind of open up, really, smile at them, everything's fine.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
smile back
good.
because they're not as used to, kind of the warm approach.
With the
I
friendliness
don't
of Midwestern United States, huh?
exactly,
You
yeah.
developed while
It's
you went to school in
a whole
Ohio.
a whole new energy that they don't know. So it works well.
That's good to know that goes across borders. Maybe we'll leave our listeners with that, Alex, that your warm approach, it can open anyone up, even the strangest of Europeans.
Yes.
All right, Alex, you have any closing thoughts for today? What do you want to leave our
Uh,
listeners with?
I want to leave you guys with, this year has been crazy. It doesn't even feel like a year. It feels like a decade. But I'm sure there's positives from it. Found the silver lining. I saw a lot of posts. 2020 taught me this.
Hmm.
2020 made me that. You know, whatever helps you. Uh, more power to you.
Yeah, I agree. Going off that, I think you just have to live day by day in this crazy world we're in, man. You got to stay in that moment, like we were talking about before. Be present, be free, be
All right,
happy.
shut up. All right. See you next week, folks.